Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cantina Corner podcast here with myself, Cody, and Nick. If you're new, thanks for showing up. If you're a returning subscriber / viewer, thanks for coming back. As always, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like or dislike, whichever you prefer on the video, and then leave a comment. Even if it's something bullshit, I don't care. I'd love to hear from you. With that out of the way, we're going to get into some news, kind of like some small things that are going around the internet. We're waiting for May to happen with Star Wars and everything like that. So there's
Very
not really
small, very tiny, very minuscule.
Yeah, there's not much going on right now.
Hot off the presses. I guess something hot off the presses.
Yeah, warning for headphone users right there. Who are you flipping off?
Probably you.
Anybody and everybody, dude.
Probably me.
Honestly,
Anybody who's willing to listen, dude.
I'm fucking flipping off Russia, dude. Fuck you, Putin. I know he's listening.
All right. Yeah, so fuck Putin. No, yeah, really, fuck that guy. Dude, the dude's insane. He's losing and it's hilarious, but that's a whole other thing. But we're going to be talking about the sweet surprise that we got today. Well, it was today that officially dropped, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was today that it officially dropped. They surprised us. The deleted scene. Yeah, Matt Reeves, the deleted scene from the Batman, which was the Joker scene that they took out, that he had discussed that he was going to release at some point. I thought it was going to come with the fucking release of the actual hard copy or the digital release. I did not think this was going to happen. First initial reactions, like as far as like how excited, like were you when you found out about this? Because I think you, Cody, you were the one who found out of all of us first and then sent it out, or?
Yeah, I saw it on Twitter. I sent it to you guys. I was excited. I mean, I wanted to see this interpretation of this scene that we had heard about shortly after the movie came out. It wasn't exactly what I thought it would be, but I was excited to see this when it did come out.
Okay, because I know, Nick, we kind of watched it right before we did the recording. I know you said you wanted to save it, so how was that reception?
Yeah,
because it was like just over 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I didn't know that they were even supposed to have that scene until, like you said, after we see the movie. I think Cody said something about it, and then he texted the scene release today to texted us about the scene release. So I mean, it was cool. I was interested in watching it, and was yeah, different. I to be fair, I've never watched Jared Leto's Joker, and it is kind of a stupid bias where I'm like, I don't like Jared Leto too much.
This isn't Jared Leto.
I know, but I always go off Heath Ledger's, and that's where it's like
it's hard not to
that one and Mark Hamill. So it's a weird. I don't want to say weird take because it is, but it's different for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it just hit. It landed. I don't know if I had an expectation of how it was really going to land on me, honestly, but it just kind of landed where I was like, okay, it's weird, it's creepy for sure. The way they got him looking too is real fucked up and mangled. Which I kind of like. It was a little weird at first, but I kind of dug it a little bit after him sitting there talking to him. I was like, okay, this is I don't know, it's just weird. I like
the universe.
Yeah, exactly, kind of like that. Like how we talked about how the whole movie was just dark and rainy the whole time. He kind of fits that fucked up dinginess, that grunginess bullshit. Yeah. I don't know, it's weird. I liked it. It made me feel weird, and I think that's why I liked it.
You feel violated after watching that?
No, but not violated. I don't want to sound like that, but just maybe a little uncomfortable or something. Just the way he looked and everything, the way he was talking and shit is just different.
Yeah, I definitely was very, very happy with the product of the scene or the outcome of the scene, because for a deleted scene, it was shot magnificently. The way that they shot it, they still had that atmosphere from the movie. The slight music in the background that was giving you that eerie, creepy feeling, the whole thing, and the fact that they had him blurred out basically until the end. I just loved the whole aesthetic of that entire deleted scene. It felt longer than 5 minutes. It really did to me.
Yeah.
Just because, like you said, both of you said he looks crazy and fucked up and stuff like that. I don't know if captivating is the right word, but every time he would speak and they showed him on the screen for the blurred out version it was just I couldn't look away. I was just sucked in. Every little thing he was saying, I was looking at the mannerisms, how he's moving his head, his hands. I got sucked into it. It was weird. It wasn't even oh my God, this is amazing. I was just I was dead to it. It was, I I like that. I'm assuming we're going with the acid from the way that he looked, which I
I don't
kind
know
of
about that.
that's the only guess, and that's what I've been hearing people say. And I wanted to ask you guys: do you think it is
That
the acid, or do you think they're going to go different?
the acid, like the one was it Jack Nicholson, his Joker,
Yeah.
like that incident. Okay,
Yeah,
That's a classic comic book. I think this is gonna be more of like a natural defect. Like he's just naturally
looks
was
fucked
born
up.
like that. Was born fucked up. I think Matt Reeves even alluded to that. That's more what he wanted to go with. More of a
interesting.
backstory of where this kid's grown up with this his whole life, and he's been outcasted his whole life, and that's why he just isn't what he is, a menace to society.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
But I love the character.
I do, because I don't know anything of the guy who's playing him. I don't remember seeing him in anything.
Eternals.
Yeah, I didn't see Eternal, so I haven't seen like his acting chops or like what he was doing for it. But I was very happy with like how he spoke. The voice was different, but it wasn't a bad different. You know, like it wasn't. I was expecting they were going to try to go more like Heath Ledger, but it felt like it was like that, but its own twist.
That's what I was trying to get at too. Is like it hit me like different because like I was expecting not maybe like just something like a Heath Ledger or Mark Hamill kind of like voicing of it, but his was more like kind of like his own take on it. I guess I haven't seen him in too many things either. I did see parts of or like the last half of Eternals or so,
Yeah.
so I watched him in that. But like I still don't really know what else he's been into act. So like, but it kind of seemed like maybe his own take. And yeah, like I said, I kind of like it was a little weird at first, but I kind of liked it. I was interested to be like, okay, I'd like to see how he plays the Joker in this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he definitely looks like a psychotic prisoner,
Hmm.
like
100%.
100%.
Is very much of a soft undertone talking cadence. There were a few times where he would like go in and out, and I want to say like they definitely portrayed him to be like very smart. Like the Joker's not dumb. Like he's like he even made the comment like, "Oh, you didn't figure this out. You're usually one step ahead," when he's talking to Batman.
Which is interesting.
Which is yeah. So he's acknowledging like, "Oh, you are supposed to be just as smart as I am." Basically, is how I took it, because he looked at that file for 2 seconds and he knew, he like pinpointed what the Riddler was, like exactly. Like he's a nobody. He's taking all this is very personal. He's trying to be somebody like you. Like maybe he's a fan. Like I wish this would have stayed in the film because I loved this scene.
Okay.
But this is just me being me. I wish the scene was constructed a little differently. I wish they were in the same room. Like I wish he went into his cell and like was talking in his cell and not through the glass. But
Yeah,
that's me. That's just a dumb little thing.
no, I think that would have given it something because you watch like the animated,
Yeah, that was always a thing.
stuff and thing. It was always he'd go in the cell and yeah, like I mean, we talked about when we were talking about the Batman one. He's in the cell playing solitaire, some cards by himself, and like Batman comes and sits
Yeah.
at the same table across from him,
Yep.
and just and they're talking face to
Yeah.
face. So I would have liked to see that too. I thought it'd been pretty cool.
Yeah, which is one of the best scenes in The Dark Knight when he's in the same interrogation room. It's not a cell, but you know, and he's sitting across the table and eventually beats his ass, and
Yeah,
that's just a great scene because they're right next to each other. But
he was getting drunk at a kid's birthday party.
It's not the Joker. The beating he
2 bears and some cooking cherry, which is what? Fortified water.
Oh my god. Yeah, it I could see that the way you said that it kind of makes sense. That would be really really cool, especially owning, you know, going back to the original material that you're referencing, because I have seen that when I was doing research on this. But I think it makes sense the way that they did it, as far as, you know, he talked to Riddler the same way, so he would talk to the Joker the same way if they're, you know, both at Arkham. That's just kind of like
Yeah.
the process. So I get that. But he is definitely the laugh. That's always a big thing. I like the laugh. How'd you guys feel about the laugh? Because I thought it was great for how he acted. It fit how he was, you know, as far as his personality for this Joker. It fit to me.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
It wasn't overdone. So when people overdo it, that is fucking horrible.
It was very natural.
Jared Leto. That fucking horrible.
Yeah, the smiley tattoo on my hand.
Well, that wasn't really him. I mean, I feel bad for Jared Leto.
So this is why, like, I can never bring myself to watch his Joker, and because, like, I would see bits and pieces, and it would always be, I'm sure, probably the shittiest parts of it, and I'm just like, I can't do this. I don't want it. It was just how it's the same how I felt when Ben Affleck was Batman. I'd like, I don't want no part of this.
I'll say this: Warner Brothers fucked him over for Suicide Squad. They're the ones who wanted to make him a mob boss and the fucking tattoos and everything. And I mean, he acted out the card he was dealt. You know, it's fucking is what it is.
I don't think he's a bad actor.
But, and I don't talk good about this movie at all, ever. But his little bit in Suicide Squad was a total, like, when you watch that, you're like, why the fuck wasn't he allowed to play this version of Joker everywhere? Because that was pretty good. But we only got one scene of it. So...
Yeah, that one was good. That one was good because it was what we saw in the movie, but with his own nice like touch to it. It wasn't so overly comical like they made it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got screwed over for that. And I'm hearing that there might be some shaky stuff going on with Morbius not being too great, is from what the critics or whoever's seen it already has said.
Yeah, I've seen.
Yeah, so I'm kind of worried about that because I was looking forward to him coming back strong, you know, especially in like kind of the Spider-Man universe, if you will. Oh well, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I do. I don't know if I get the full image of him because I tried to piece it together as you see it in this 5-minute clip. His look, if it would like work or not, it was hard to like wrap my head around it because you see the patchy hair, you see the morphed face that looks like a bunch of boils and weird shit like that. Like he's always got like a half-cocked smile. I still think I need to see it in full clarity all at once to really tell if I hate it or not. Because what I saw I liked, but I don't know until it's like, you know, in my face.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll get to see it.
Yeah, hopefully. Did they have like what's going on for the next movie, like what it's gonna be like? What Batman's gonna be doing in it? Or
they haven't said. They've hinted towards like the Court of Owls and stuff like that, but nothing crazy like for sure that he's gonna be in it or anything.
All right. So we still got time.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't mind seeing Joker in the next one, especially with him. See how he kind of plays it. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, especially from what we saw in this scene, the chemistry that they have, it works.
Yeah.
So I mean, the banter back and forth was smooth. Like it was fucking great. It was by far one of the best deleted scenes I've ever seen. Like most deleted scenes where you're just like, oh, that would have been fun to have in there, or it's kind of cool to see, you know, the extra bit on that. This was just like, goddamn.
And most of the time you watch it and you're like, okay, I can see why this was cut.
Yeah, like it makes sense. This was hard. This was hard to agree with, but it's like I do and I don't.
I don't know. I watched it and I was like, shit. I know at least 20 something fucking minutes they could have cut out at the end and put this right in like where it needed to be in the beginning of the movie, and we would have been just fine.
Yeah,
I honestly think it would have been just fine.
I do agree with that. I do also think that the beginning of this movie was so good. I don't know where it would slide into.
I can get that. Yeah, I get that. Sure.
And it's like such an introduction. Like everyone would be like, "Holy shit!" Like, and it kind of would take away from the Riddler's being so terrifying. You know, like because you'd be like, "Wait, I want more of the Joker." Like that was fucking sweet. So I do get it. From a movie standpoint, directing wise. Yeah,
and he actually said that. I think he came out and said that part of it was also that he didn't want to take away.
I'm a genius, dude.
Yeah, from the Riddler. That was another reason. Like he was like, you know, it did fit, it didn't fit, but honestly, I didn't want to ruin the flow of the character we were focusing on by putting in too much. And he knows how much big, you know, everyone knows how big Joker is, so it's like I get it.
Yeah,
so yeah, you were right on the money. He said that himself.
Yeah, makes sense because it was a big reveal at the end.
It was, and it was just enough.
And you didn't need anything. You didn't need to see him or anything.
No, I heard rumors people were talking about it might have been Two-Face. I was like, no.
Yeah, people are stupid.
It's a very good explanation, yes. All right. Well, speaking of content, because that's about all we can talk about with that trailer. It's just exciting. It's good to see that it works. Hopefully, they can do something with it. I would
Trailer
love to see
did? You mean deleted scene?
it. Pretty much, it was a trailer for the second one. If I've ever seen an early
Don't give
teaser,
people hope, dude. Don't give people hope.
I have hope. But another
I'll be
big
dead.
another big piece of media that is released. I have not watched it yet. I plan on watching it at least. I don't know if it's the first episode or the full season, but I will be watching episode 1 when I'm in bed tonight. Halo, and from what I've been hearing, critics are saying that it's good for certain reasons, and that's what makes it good. And then the fans are obviously upset about a lot of things. Some are just like, it is what it is. I'm just happy to have Halo. Other fans are like, hey, the voice is not the same. They didn't follow the game storyline. It's kind of its own thing while still reminiscing to the video games. And then the critics are also coming back with saying that it's great because it doesn't follow the video games, which I find very interesting. That they would, it's very rare for me to hear something where they say it didn't follow the source material, and that's the reason that it's awesome. It's like, but the source material is the reason that it was created. So it's interesting how they would say something like that. How does that sound to you? Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah, that's kind of, it makes sense. Like, it's kind of like I was saying was the last video when we talked about it, that I have zero expectations for it. I just hope it's a good story. And it doesn't, you can tell from the trailers, it's not going to go off the video games exactly. It seems like
Yeah.
they're racing the Covenant to Halo. So, like, I'm sure they're going to throw in lore too from the game or something like that, like different things like that and shit. So, I don't know. I think it'd be fine if it's its own story. As long as it's a good fucking story. Like, I'm fine with it.
Yeah. I'm assuming you just have the same
I could
sentiments.
care less, bro. Honestly, I really don't even have a desire to watch the show, but
I won't be watching it for a while. Yeah, I got to finish Rebels before I start it. So
Yeah, I'm actually starting
a
on
real
Rebels
show.
tomorrow. I'm starting Rebels tomorrow finally.
got to catch up, dude. I'm already almost done with season 2.
Well, my plan is I got a lot of fucking laundry to do tomorrow, so I'm just gonna have that TV on and folding clothes, and I'm just gonna burn through as many episodes as I can.
There you go.
It's the perfect distraction on anything is Star Wars. I mean, I can't tell you since the damn Star Wars trailer came out how many times I've listened to Duel of Fates during the shower on the way to work. Like, I've been going on a fucking rampage with that song.
Dude, it's a great song.
I know.
Pumped, dude.
There's a
And
great
just all
tune.
And all the fucking TikToks that Cody keeps sending me in a TikTok message about like when that song kicks in and people are just like fucking hitting the ground or like passing out.
The guy like raises up.
So it's awesome. I've been addicted to that song again. It's good to re-listen to. Between that and Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack, those are the two I fucking abuse the most when it comes to driving. Duel of Fates for Star Wars when you drive, and then also the dun 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 dun. If you blast that when you're driving down the highway speeding, you feel like a boss. I'm sorry. It's just
You feel like Jack Sparrow, dude.
especially when it starts raining and you just open up that window and you say the classic line, "You afraid to get wet?" And you just fucking spinning through.
You got issues, bro.
I have a ton of them, but you know what? It makes my life fun. Yeah, so that was my tangent. I don't know. I'm gonna watch the show. We'll see what happens with Halo. Like I said, I don't expect a lot either. It's just cool to see. I like watching Halo in real life. Like, I love the live action shit. Even the movie that they made back, I think it was like 2009 or something like that. It was around the time I graduated high school, like 08, 09.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, somebody was just talking to me about that. It was supposed to be like just like the Marine like Corps side of it, wasn't it? Like before Master Chief and all that shit.
Yeah, Master Chief was there, and it was basically following the Marines going through training. Like, they were kind of like prepping to be, the Marines that you see in the game. And then they get invaded by the Covenant, and so they're like, it's pretty dark, showing like attacks going on in the base, people getting like fucking murdered in the hallway, like thrown across the room. Like, it's done really well for what they had. And then Master Chief is in it. He comes in and he kind of like gets them together and gets them out, and they like kind of escape. And it's really cool to see him like jumping off the buildings and then throwing down plasma grenades and shit. It was well done, and that's why I had hope that a show like this, with the budget it has and the backing of Paramount, that it would do even more than that. But we'll just have to wait and see. It seems pretty split right now. Not that I wouldn't be surprised, because it's Halo and fans aren't going to agree with the critics because they're on a totally different wavelength.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck about what either say. I'll give my own opinion of it. So
Yeah. I'm my own person.
I don't
okay?
like you either.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Your kind.
Yeah, that was pretty much it for the news. I mean, it's been pretty light lately. I know these guys have been cranking out the Pokemon videos, as well as Nick playing out the actual Arceus game. He's still doing the gameplay on that. And then I'm gonna try to, if I have time. If anyone's listening to this on Friday morning, at some point in the evening or whenever, I'm gonna try to do some streaming of Elden Ring. So you made it to the end of the episode, you find out that little cool tidbit if I have time. So definitely check out the page tomorrow. Definitely watch this video. Also for the audio listeners, make sure that you come over here to YouTube. And even if you don't subscribe, that's cool. Just watch the videos on here. You're missing a lot of content, like I just said, that you're not going to be able to hear because not all those episodes get uploaded to Anchor. Obviously, because you have to see what we're talking about, Pokemon cards and everything else. I don't know what the fuck's Cody's doing, but there's another reason why you need to download the
To
video.
tell people to subscribe. They do need to subscribe. If you bother coming to this channel, fucking subscribe. Otherwise, don't come to this channel. Get the fuck out of here.
There you go. I was misinformed. Subscribe or GTFO, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
But yeah, definitely come and check out the page. Other than that, anything else, boys?
Nope.
Anything else you got? All right, cool. That was a very concise answer. We will see you on the next episode. Like I said, definitely check out the other stuff these guys are coming out with the Pokemon related stuff, the card pack openings. They've been a lot of fun. They've done some big pulls. And definitely check out all the socials, and we will see you next time.